Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to our business opportunity call. Tonight, you are going to hear from the top leaders of the Legacy Collective. And if you are on this call or watching this recording, it is because you are interested in the business opportunity. And so tonight, we want to just put it on the table that we know that there are probably some worries or fears, maybe fear of judgment, worries about social media, worries about not being good at this or being able to do direct sales online or in person. And so we just want to kind of level with you guys and tell you that we have all shared some of those exact fears at some point along our journey. And so we want to talk about them openly with you tonight and talk about why those are more of limiting beliefs than actual factors that will hold you back from being successful in this space. So, without further ado, I am going to pass this off to my friend and business partner, Katie Baker.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie. I didn't join Shackley strictly for the business. I joined because I couldn't stop talking about the products. The products have completely changed my life. It has skyrocketed my own wellness journey. And when you feel so passionate about the products, the business just seems like the best yes. I'm a full-time paralegal for a real estate law firm. I'm also a rep payee for two individuals. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I'm a six-person household manager, and I'm 40 years old. And for the first time in my life, I feel aligned with something bigger than myself. This business gave me confidence, community, education, growth, and yes, of course, income. The income was the byproduct, and the impact came first. I became a student of the business. You don't have to come into this. I had zero direct sales experience. I had customer service working in high school, but I had no idea what direct sales was. I learned the science, ingredients, and how to share without sounding like an automated robot or pushy. And that I think is my favorite part of this company is that you are a student, you're learning 24/7. I stayed in my lane with my full-time job because I love it. I said, but I added something that lit me up. I didn't start as an entrepreneur, but as a grateful customer. If you already love the products and you already talk about them with friends and family, why not get paid for it? And like I said, I came with no experience. These products skyrocketed my wellness journey where I've lost 80 plus pounds. And I knew my purpose was to bring awareness to other struggling people. And here's the truth. Like I said, I didn't know anything about direct sales. I didn't have any social media presence, didn't even know how to make a reel, didn't know how to make any of it, didn't even know what a story was. And when you become a student and you surround yourself with other students and like-minded people, I'm thriving and I'm enjoying every second of my experience with Shackley. And I'm going to pass that off to my friend Marissa.
Hi, guys. I'm Marissa. I am a 40-year-old loan officer with two girls and a husband who works an opposite shift as me. I started with Shackley about a year and a half ago, probably a month into my open heart surgery recovery. Cass was like, hey, why don't you do this? These are the products. And I was really looking to level up my wellness journey at that point. I was in the thick of healing, and I actually got released from the hospital like a week ahead of time because I had taken such good care of my body prior to. So I was really just ready to make healthy choices and healthy swaps. I also was my dad's primary caregiver before he passed away. And if you know anything about losing a parent and watching their health slowly decline, and once you have children, you really feel that shift and want to do better for yourself. These products aligned with me. My only concern was, how am I going to have the time? I work 9 to 5. My husband leaves for work before I'm even out of work. And I was really concerned that I wasn't going to be able to put in the effort that I wanted to. I'm here to tell you that you can work this business in small pockets throughout your day. I use my lunch intentionally and my breaks intentionally. And instead of doom scrolling at night, I build relationships and connections with other women who are looking for healthier choices to make. So it really is just about using your time wisely. I have enjoyed this company so much and being surrounded by all of these women. And it was really one of the best decisions that I ever made. That's what I have. I'm going to pass it over to Amber now.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Amber. I am 39 years old. I work a full-time job, and I am a single mom to 6-year-old girl boy twins. So they are my whole world, but they keep me on my toes, and that's where we're at with them, right? But so about less than 2 years ago, so about a year and a half ago, I decided that I was done just surviving, just getting by, right? I was ready to start making it on my own, start surviving, especially as a single mom. I had just went from two household income to now everything falls on me. I wanted to be able to provide for my children and still show up, but also take care of myself. So in that time, I completely transformed my health, my mindset. I lost over 70 pounds. I built a business where I can still show up for my kids when I need to be and financially, and still keep the roof over our head just by myself, which feels really freaking good to say that as a single mom, right? So getting into Shaklee. So one of the big concerns that I know people have is, I've done this before. I don't want to do it again. And let me tell you, I get it. I will be honest. I was with a previous direct sales company, and when things changed with that, I was done. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm burnt out. I'm putting in all this work, all of this effort, but the paycheck was not reflecting that, right? It was, I'm doing all of this and it's pennies on the dot coming in. Like, I don't have time for that, right? I don't have time for that. So when I did finally decide to join Shaklee, it was because it truly aligned with the season of life that I was in. I seen so many different women winning who might not have been winning previously. But why Shaklee is different is, I wanted something different where I wouldn't feel the burnout. And you will hear that phrase a lot. This is different, because it truly is different. And there's really no other way to explain it besides the energy, the atmosphere, the relationships, the leadership. Everything is truly different here. And the products truly do sell themselves. They are absolutely amazing. Shaklee's been around for almost 70 years now. Their products have years and years and years of science backed behind them, the research, clinically tested and proven. They have patents on their products. Some of their products were featured on the Today Show and like sold out like crazy. Like, these products are real. They are not just the latest fad that they're following a trend and then they're going to phase out, right? And they're also everyday essential products that people use. The group of men, women, children, families that you can reach here is truly incredible, because it's everyday essentials that people use: skincare, cleaning, supplements, makeup, all of it. But it's clean, it's non-toxic, and we're helping them live a longer, healthier life, which is absolutely incredible. Another big concern, I was like, well, am I going to succeed here? Am I going to put the effort in? And I will tell you, yes, you will succeed here at Shaklee. The thing that I love about it is your income will reflect your effort. You determine your income, and it feels amazing, right? And what I also love is there's so many different ways to earn income here with Shaklee, right? If you are somebody who's like, I want to come in, I want to build a massive team, great. you will succeed here. If you are somebody that comes in is like, team building is not my jam, that's okay. You can build an amazing customer base and be successful here. You can earn incentives, different bonuses, paid vacations. Like we're getting ready to go to Cabo, a free trip that we earned for doing our job and helping other women, family get started on their journey, hit their goals, and truly help them out. And the biggest thing for me before I pass it over is the flexibility. The flexibility that this fits into everybody's schedule. Like Marissa was saying, you don't need 40 hours for this. Work it in the pockets of time. The flexibility for me as a single mom is absolutely incredible because I can still show up for my kids when they need me. I make it to every single field trip. I go to every doctor appointment. If they need to stay home from school, guess what? I am not panicking about lost income. I am not panicking about that. I can work it in pockets of time. It's truly amazing. Everybody can win here. I could go on, but I am going to go ahead and pass that on over to Heather.
Hey guys, all right. I am Heather. I actually have been with Shackley just like right from the jump, right after Cass and I talked about it way back when we decided to make this decision. It was pretty easy for me to make that decision, mostly because I've already done network marketing. I've been with 3 different companies and not as a network marketing jumper. I had to do what made sense for my season of life. And when our previous business closed its doors, it was the perfect time. Transparently, I was experiencing a lot of long-term side effects from my own wellness journey. I was, what Amber was talking about, burnt out. I was exhausted. And while I was successful, I knew that I needed to start something and do it very differently. When that chapter closed, I knew that this model for our compensation was going to make sense. So as a full-time Shackley ambassador, I actually don't work full-time. I work full-time Shackley. I am a mom of very, very busy children. And I help my husband with his business and his community efforts. And I also help a lot in the community and I also help coach. So I have a very full plate. I have very involved family members and kids. And as a bone cancer survivor living with chronic illness, it was very clear to me after I had all of my kids that I was not going to be able to go back to a traditional job. It was going to cost more for me to hire somebody to be mom 2.0 than it was to just find something I could do from home. So like I said, it came in at the perfect time. And for me, a huge thing that I was worried about, not necessarily with Shackley, but in general, right, is the network marketing stigma. People have this idea in their head that network marketing is bad and that network marketing is unrealistic and that it won't fit their style. And I think that's all just a lie that you're telling yourself. I think that's all just a story that you told yourself to say, you know what, I will just go get that other part-time job and I'll just be away from my kids even more than I already am. And for me, I thought that. I was working full-time when I decided to jump into network marketing and see what I could do with it. And it was amazing to me what I was able to provide. And I know that when I came over to Shackley, that was my number one thing. I needed to know that this was going to be a model that set me up for success with my family for the long term. I'm in my 30s. All of my kids are going to be in college by the time I'm in my 40s. And I want to go and watch them play all their sports because I know that they'll be doing that one day. And I know that I'm going to have the worst FOMO in the world if I'm not there for that. So I had to really address those things. And one thing with the network marketing stigma is knowing that network marketing can be powerful. It's understanding that your feelings about network marketing, my feelings too, they're not facts, you guys. Just because you might have had a bad experience with one person in the past that did a network marketing thing and it crashed and then you fell for it and all the things, that doesn't mean that it's the same experience that you and I are going to have. That doesn't mean that, you know, the whole field of network marketing is incorrect because you've had one negative experience. Somebody in network marketing is probably one of the most powerful, hardworking people you will ever meet if you find somebody who is successful, because that means they paid attention. That means they paid attention to the goal and the long-term picture rather than the things people say about their job. This is not a pyramid scheme. Those are illegal, you guys. And they don't have real products. And this isn't a get quick rich model. This is not passive income from doing nothing. In fact, it's not even guaranteed income. I'm going to be like the person that keeps it real with you, because your income is not guaranteed. You have to work for it. Just like any other job, you have to show up, you have to clock in, you have to do what's expected from you, and then you'll see the benefits. And we have the systems, we have the support, we have the resources in place for you. And this is not a place where only if you recruit and build this giant team, you're going to make income. That's not the way that Shaklee works, folks. Like, it isn't. With Shaklee, you have team building. You also have retailing. You are going to be sharing the products you love. Like Katie said earlier, she is not here because she wanted to earn the additional income. She's here because she became a product of the products. She became obsessed with her habits and obsessed with the relationships she built through the people that she connected with in this community. And when you are able to have that ability in your life to see a product and fall in love with it, there are ways that you can share that with more customers and earn commissions based on volume. The more customers you serve with Shaklee, the higher commissions you're going to make, because that's the way that it actually works. When you are getting into our compensation plan, it makes sense. Where team building comes into play is where people get confused. This is just mentorship. It's just mentorship. It's when you're passionate about the products that you love, you sell them, they kind of sell themselves, like we've already talked about. People get results, and you're able to then teach and mentor somebody else to do the exact same thing. That's what it is. And then when you get really good at those things, Shaklee acknowledges your leadership. They acknowledge the fact that you were able to mentor somebody well enough and teach them the capabilities and give you a bonus. That's what team bonus is. That's what team building and team bonuses are in a nutshell, really, really broken down. Because I think that when you understand how the model works, and specifically with Shaklee, you're going to be getting so much information, you guys, and not an overload. You can go at your own pace. You can learn what you want to learn. You can retail, you can team build, you can do whatever it is that interests you the most. But when you are able to access that information, the model, it is so validating to know that really you're earning income by building a trusting community. That's what it boils down to. So with that being said, I'm going to bring it back over to Cass, and we're going to end you out with a little bit more for you.
Okay, you guys. So again, I am Cassandra Brooks, and I am a full-time probation officer. So I do Shaklee. I want to say also full-time, but really it's part-time, but it's really my passion. So I work this whenever I can. So I think it was Marissa who was talking about working this business in pockets. You totally can. I love to work this business in a large chunk of time at night. I think a lot of the team are night owls, and so you're always going to have access to somebody who can help you. For me, I have a blended family, so I have 5 kids. Not only am I working full time, but I'm wrangling teenagers at work, I'm wrangling teenagers at home, and I also, like many of the other women, came from a network marketing company. But for me personally, it didn't, it was supplemental income for me. And I always thought to myself, because I would see the women that who teach us, taught all of us and continue to teach us every single day their systems and their ways now here at Shackley, I would always sit back and wonder, what are they doing over there? Because I knew that I had the work ethic. And I knew that I was a hard worker, and I knew that if I just had the right roadmap and knew exactly what to do, I could do it. And so when the opportunity came to join Shackley, I was pregnant and nobody knew. And so, I mean, I was like freshly pregnant. And so I still had um, one in daycare, and I was staring down the end of a double daycare payment, and I was already drowning. So the money that I was making from the company that I came from that was supplemental was taking me from a place of, and I'm also being just fully transparent here, not being able to pay all my bills. Like even with my income and my husband's income, we were not making it. It wasn't even like we were just not making it comfortably. Like we were getting rocked by every birthday and rocked by Christmas and hoping for a fat tax return and putting things on credit cards and trying to get out of debt. But it was like as soon as that extra income came in, it was like we always had something to use it for. So the credit cards weren't being paid down, the savings account wasn't being built up. And so Shackley was the first time in my entire life that took me above that style of living, whatever is below paycheck to paycheck. It took me to paycheck and then far beyond. So not only did it impact my current life, but it has impacted my future because we know, my husband and I know, and you heard Katie talk about she fell in love with the products. These products have changed my life and my family's lives. My husband uses them, I use them, and all of my kids 16 all the way down to I'm going to say my 7 month old because I'm 7 months postpartum and I think she gets what I get during through my breast milk. So I'm going to say she uses the products, but we all use them. We use the vitamins, we use the supplements. And for me, when I joined, I was so used to workouts and shakes and energy supplements, and I could have never imagined how this pregnancy would rock my world. I was beyond sick. I was unable to work out. I could barely walk. I had swelling and pain in parts of my body that I never saw for myself. I was always in shape, always fit, always athletic. And so I had to really pivot. And it was at that time that I realized how much Shackley aligned with my life and my season of life. I needed something completely different. I needed an approach to wellness that was beyond workouts. I needed something that fit into my life as a busy mom. I needed something that fit into my life, both pregnant, postpartum, working full time, and honestly, in just a season of survival. And so I I jumped in with both feet. And since I've been here, it's been just almost a year and a half. I have realized that not only did it change the game for me, but it opened the door to who I could communicate with and like who I could connect with in the world of social media, but then also in real life. And I think it's because of our product catalog. You heard Amber talk about it. We have over 400 products in our catalog. And so it has been a huge learning curve for all of us who are leading this call tonight and learning these new products and learning how they work and learning the science behind them and learning the clinical trials and learning everything that they can do for our lives differently, right? You could take the same product I take and it could impact us completely differently and heal and help and fully change the quality of our lives. So I've been able to connect with women who I never could even get to respond to a message about a workout before. And that to me has been a game changer. And so you might be wondering, like, is the timing right? And I think if I had to give you the biggest piece of advice other than to be a student, because that will always be my number one piece of advice, is don't wait until the timing is right. Between all of the people who you've heard speaking tonight, we have so many kids. And I can tell you that as our littles get older, Heather can attest to this. Life doesn't slow down. It just speeds up. And so if you think that by them getting older, that you're just going to be more calm and more, have more time in your corner, it isn't true. And I think the number one thing that I've been hearing from the ambassadors who are wanting to join or planning to join is, I've been thinking about this for a year. I have been thinking about this every time that I can't pay a bill. I think about this every time that I am struggling financially. And I think the hardest part is getting started. And there's not going to be a perfect time. There's not going to be the stars align perfectly and you just have, you just do it. For me, I put it on a credit card. I was already drowning. So I put it on a credit card. I knew this was my lifeline and it completely changed my life. Paid the credit card off, right? And so I just want you to know it doesn't have to look perfect. And it can fit into whatever busy season you are in. So now what? If you are invited here or you are watching the recording, I want you to reach out to your ambassador who invited you and talk about options. We do have bundle options. There are a couple of them shown on this slide. There are so many options to join. We also have people who come in and they know exactly what they need and they can build their own bundle and they can launch their business with the products that they are using and loving or most interested in. We are looking for specific women. And what I mean by that is in this business model, you heard Heather talk a little bit about the compensation plan. There really isn't space it doesn't help you to join this business like just to get a little bit of an extra discount, or if you just want a link to send to your friend and family, you can actually do that as a customer. So that is what we consider our affiliate opportunity. So you can do that. If you are here to either make a financial difference in your life, to make impact in other people's lives, to build with us, to make a substantial amount of money, to make a substantial amount of impact, we are here to mentor you. We are here to teach you the systems that were taught to us that have changed our lives. I love this business model because as a customer, you will get the same discount that we get as ambassadors. So there is no, carrot dangling in front of your face to do this for a discount. It doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve us. We want women to lock arms with. We want new minds on our team. We want creativity. We want hardworking, self-starters, determined women to run with us. And that's why we're putting on this call tonight. That's who we're looking for. We are really excited to grow our team. We've seen how it's changed our lives. We know how it can change your life. So what we want you to know is that the first Tuesday of every single month, we start a new opportunity for our brand new people called the New Ambassador Mentorship Program. And it will last for 4 weeks. Every call is recorded. But what these calls are literally the roadmaps that we got when we first started. Actually, they're better than what we got when we first started. If you see everybody shaking their heads, we just kind of jumped in and it was like sink or swim. And now we have systems that are proven to build to 1 million and beyond. And so you're going to learn social media. We have people right now going through the school of social media that is being put on by our mentors. And so if you don't have any experience, we will teach you. If you don't know how to sell, we will teach you. I think one of the most common wrong, I guess, thoughts is that you have to know how to do this to be good at it. And what I want you to know is that every single thing in this business is a learned skill and not just something that you're born with. It's not just something that you have. You might be really naturally good at talking to people and you'd probably be great at this business, but I want you to know that it's a learned skill and we will teach it to you. So you will get guided work hours, you will get one-on-one mentorship, you will get group mentorship, you will have opportunities for growth, and you can start with us next month on the first Tuesday of the month in our March new ambassador mentorship. So with that, I'm going to close the call. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight, and hope to see you in our next ambassador mentorship program.